This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Ted and Marion Outerbridge back in the studios with us. Thank you very much for coming. I'm so fortunate that we're literally only a couple of blocks away from the Keyhole House.
Yes.
I know, we were early.
We're pretty much neighbors, so we're pretty much
We
neighbors.
are,
Yeah.
and we're loving it, and all your support, Kathy, that you're giving to this community.
Oh, well, back at you. My
Thanks
goodness,
for
you
having
are the
us.
same. You
Bravo.
are the same.
Yeah.
Now, you just came back from a big tour. I've got to read them because you've been, where have you been? St. Catharines, Milton, Markham, and Guelph?
Yes,
Sounds
like,
all the big performing arts centers, and we're continuing in Oakville and Peterborough
Wow.
and Burlington Performing Arts Center. So
Yeah.
we continue our
But,
journey. But we're here because of the Ottawa Little Theatre.
That's right, that's right, that's right. But your show is quite successful wherever you
It
go.
went really well.
Yes.
Yeah. And Guelph was the first performing arts center in Ontario to present our show over 20 years ago.
Yes.
So we have a lot of history with the venues we just played.
Oh,
and,
really?
When we were in Markham, one of the technicians, he was a technician 20 years ago, just volunteering, and now he's the director of lighting, and he's toured the world with the Cirque du Soleil and cruise ships. And,
Wow.
Yeah.
and so, yeah, we have friendships with the teams
It's
at
full
the
circle.
theaters. And,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And they're so excited to see us back. And
Yeah.
it's just like a big giant family wherever we go.
You really are. The theater
So
is, isn't it?
The theater world
Yeah.
is so small.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So we're loving it. Yeah, so guys that used to be in Newmarket are now, at a different venue, like in Markham, and that's what happens.
Oh,
So-
and you have been traveling the world too, so I'm sure
Yes.
you run into people all over the place too.
Oh,
that know you.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
And we missed them when we took our long intermission there.
Right, yes.
So, but yeah, in Markham, we arrived at 6 in the morning to load in. We had a matinee and an evening show in Markham, and the crew were smiling when,
Yes.
when the loading dock door opened, and it was so amazing to see them all, and hugs and just lots of stories.
Old Home Week.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Literally.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of Old Home Week, if you get your deck of cards, you're one
We
of the cards.
did.
Yes.
Three of hearts.
Isn't
You're the
that
three of hearts?
beautiful?
Three of hearts.
Yeah,
Yes,
excellent,
we are.
excellent.
What an honor.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It's wonderful.
yes.
It's wonderful to see you in there too. So, tell us, like, if somebody was to go to your show that hasn't seen it before, what's the show about?
So it's based on a true story of Marion and myself moving into a house which is rumored to be haunted.
Exactly
And,
6 years ago. Yes.
6 years ago. Yeah.
That's right.
Wow!
Yes, it's
Happy
our
anniversary!
Thank
on
you.
the 30th of November.
Yeah.
Andrew Howard handed us the key to the Keyhole House.
Yeah.
We moved in.
Yes.
And so we move into this house, and we discover that we're not alone. We're living with a ghost, and our ghost is troubled. So,
What a friendly ghost.
yes, she's a friendly ghost. She has a bit of a problem. So Marion and I help her solve her problem. And the audience helps us unravel the mystery. So the audience, it's an interactive show. The audience is helping us solve the mystery of why this ghost is upset. And it does have a happy ending. We solve the ghost problem. So we all live happily ever after.
And it is interactive because you two
Oh,
both
yes.
are wandering through the audience as well.
We
too.
are.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
the ghost is in the audience too.
Yes.
Yes.
And so grand illusion, people are floating and disappearing and reappearing and mind reading.
And there's still a lot of dancing in there as well,
Dancing.
Yes.
right?
That's
So
your
just-
background as a dancer, yes.
Exactly. So I'm very fortunate. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's wonderful.
My dancing was cut from the show. But Marion
But Ted has such a beautiful voice, and he tells great stories.
Yes.
I'm the storyteller. Yes.
You're the storyteller. Now,
Yeah.
it's child friendly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Very.
Yes, kids are loving it. And after the show, when we ask them what was your favorite part, they all go, the ghost. So they all want to hug the ghost and be with the ghost. So it's definitely a friendly ghost,
Yes.
and it's family friendly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. 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 Now you found all sorts of artifacts behind your mantelpiece. I mean, that was it a TikTok that went viral? Oh, my
It
goodness.
started on TikTok,
Wow.
and the first video about the discovery of the artifacts behind the mantle has over 5 million views. It went
Yeah.
viral.
The Keyhole House.
This video ended up on a viral video TV show in the United States, and so yes, it was an exciting discovery, and we found all kinds of items from keys to Christmas cards, like the Christmas card I showed
Yes.
you,
Yes.
to a photograph of a World War I soldier, a veteran.
Yes.
So, and
Can we speak about that right now?
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
know
Sure,
you-
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. He's buried in Hillcrest.
he's at
Yes.
Hillcrest.
Yes.
And I made a video which basically tells the story of what happened.
Yeah, he's the man behind the mantle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But
Yeah.
he is on an unmarked grave.
That's right.
Yes.
And can we roll
Roll
our
the video? Yes.
Yeah?
We'll
Yeah.
roll the video.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we'll
Here we
talk
go.
more about this
Yes.
man.
So we found his photograph, and he's buried at Hillcrest Cemetery in an unmarked grave. So using his cat badge and missing tooth, we were able to identify this soldier as Sergeant John Briggs. And he served in the Royal Canadian Navy. He served in World War I. And he lived at the Keyhole House with his wife, Alice Jane Peters. They had 3 daughters. They were living at the Keyhole House in the 1930s. He died very young. He was only 56 when he died. And 3 days later, he was buried at Hillcrest Cemetery in an unmarked grave. So I wrote about it in Hometown News and on social media. And then Marion and I contacted the Last Post Fund, and they provide military headstones to veterans. So when we applied, 800 people ahead of Sergeant John Briggs, last summer we received an email. His application's been approved, and they've ordered his military headstone. So he's going to have his dignity restored very soon, which
Wonderful.
is amazing.
Wonderful. That is just such an honor
Yeah.
to be part of that, to be able to do that for this gentleman. You actually brought the card. I'm almost afraid to touch it. It's just, it's so fragile, you know?
1937.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It's an amazing piece of history.
It really is. It really
and
is.
it's a
along with the
Christmas
picture-
card, so perfect
It
for
is.
the season.
It is.
Yeah.
It is for sure. For sure. So many mysteries that you found in
Yeah.
the house, and it's just.
It's amazing. So one of his daughters, Barbara, she was attending Aberdeen School in 1933, and Barbara left a bundle of papers in the basement, wedged between the foundation and the floorboards. So we discovered that as well. So a whole time capsule of Barbara Briggs artifacts.
And was it when you bought the house too? You found a newspaper and it had something
That's
about
correct.
dancer.
Dance Little
Yes.
Ladies. It said, like the headline was Dance Little Ladies.
Wow.
Like having had a career as a professional dancer, like how many more signs do we need, right? So it was such
Where
a
do I
beautiful
sign, right?
treasure. That's correct. And that's how it all started.
Absolutely.
Like Ted finding a note, you know, from the 3 carpenters that built the house. Like it triggered so many beautiful mementos. Like it's just fantastic.
Well, both of you are very talented too, because you really took on a lot of carpentry too. Like I'd be
Yes.
afraid to take down walls and everything, and you guys
we
weren't
didn't take
finding.
any walls down.
No
but
walls
we're
taken down.
restoring the house. We're bringing it back to the way it was. But in that process, we
you're finding these
found
things.
Yes.
incredible pieces
Yes.
of history. And then I got a little sidetracked and became a local historian and started celebrating all this history. And I joined the board at the Heritage House Museum. I'm just passionate about local history.
Yeah, you've done some public
stories.
speaking about it as well
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a hour and a half Mysteries of the Keyhole House talk that we do for historical societies. So
Which we also have taken already on the road. Like
Yeah.
Newborough, Brockville, Ottawa, like we have been to places.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
yeah, which is a lot of fun as well.
And you're back on the road again too. You're going to Ottawa.
yes.
We are.
Yes.
That's right.
The Ottawa Little Theatre is a gorgeous venue.
Yeah, we're
400 seats.
returning. Yeah.
We were there last Christmas,
Christmas.
and they invited us back. So we're there for 5 shows, January 2nd to 5th during the holidays. So it's a great gift. Give the gift of wonder,
That's right. That's
family
right.
experience.
Yes, and we have matinees and evening performances. So
Yeah.
it's a nice outing.
That's a
Yeah.
long day for you for performing when you have to do 2 shows in one day, isn't
That's
it?
a long day.
It's
Yeah.
a long day.
It's a long day,
Yes.
but adrenaline kicks in, and you do your
And when
thing.
you see the audience and you meet your audience after the performance, it's so rewarding. So when they go
Absolutely.
home with a big smile on their faces,
Absolutely.
we really enjoy that very much too.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's January
Celebrating
2nd.
wonders.
Tickets are available.
They are
Yes.
outerbridge.eventbrite.com. That's where you can find them.
Okay, and it's a great gift for the Christmas season, like you say too. The gift of
Yes.
experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Grand
if you're afraid of the
illusion.
internet and you want to buy them in person, you can call this number right here.
And there's still some of us around that like to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
613-430-4626. 613-430-4626.
Awesome.
And a live human will talk to you.
Awesome. Now I understand you have a trick involving the
Yes.
artifact.
So we found this old wooden spool of thread at the Keyhole House. And Sergeant John Briggs is from England. His father was a Liberal politician, very well known. He was, his picture was in the papers. And he was also a cotton manufacturer and cotton spinner. So it seems appropriate to perform this for Sergeant John Briggs. So here we go, in his honor. It's also one of my favorite pieces of magic. So life is a lot like a piece of thread. It's fragile, but it can bind things together. It has a beginning and an end. They're not the important parts. The important parts are those moments in the middle, moments of celebration with your family and your friends, and times of solitude, triumphant successes, failure, moments of intense love, and times of tragic separation, happiness, and sadness. Without one, it's hard to appreciate the other. Well, it has been an honor to be back on your show, Kathy, and
Yes.
I hope that we've all had some fun here. I hope that people are going to be left with some good memories. And I look forward to having our paths cross again as we continue our journeys through life.
Amazing, amazing. Always a pleasure to have you here. My goodness.
Well, thank you for having us. And again, thank you for all you do for this community.
Oh, well, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's just
Bravo.
one of the illusions you'll see at the show.
Yes,
Absolutely.
this is part of the show, and it's one of my favorite pieces of magic. And
Yes.
it
I
kind
don't
of
know how
says
you
it
do
all.
it. I'm sitting literally 3 feet from you and I'm watching and I don't know how you
Yes.
do it.
It's about 300 years old, this
Yes,
trick.
this
So,
trick.
but
Wow.
very special.
That
Yeah.
is, that is.
Mhm.
Great way to wrap up. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Merry
Thank you.
Christmas, you guys.
Merry
Christmas. Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
January 2nd at the Ottawa Little Theatre. Grab tickets for this experience with your family. You're just going to love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.